It is 8 in the morning and your alarm goes off, prompting you to reach for your phone before your feet even touch the floor. Within 30 seconds of waking up, you scroll past a news headline detailing a catastrophic event affecting thousands of displaced families. Yet instead of feeling the sudden knot in your stomach, the spike of panic, or the wave of dread that used to hit you years ago, you simply swipe right past it to watch a humorous clip, take a sip of your morning coffee, and let life move on, leaving you with a subtle, uncomfortable thought in the back of your mind, wondering when you became so cold or why. You do not feel anything anymore. You are not heartless. You have not lost your moral compass, and your character has not deteriorated. Your brain has simply pulled a biological emergency brake to protect itself from complete emotional burnout. Every single day, we absorb more information before breakfast than an ancient ancestor processed across an entire lifetime, bombarded by a nonstop stream of breaking news alerts, emergency notifications, and real-time human tragedy formatted into short vertical feeds engineered specifically to capture instant attention. Psychologists call this feeling psychic numbing, an uncomfortable state where catastrophic events no longer elicit a natural emotional response. And to understand why this happens, we have to look back thousands of years at how human survival software was built. For 99% of human history, our ancestors lived in small hunter-gatherer tribes of roughly 50 to 150 people, a social threshold known in anthropology as Dunbar's number. Within a tribe of that size, empathy served a direct evolutionary purpose because if a fellow tribe member was injured, sick, or threatened, your brain triggered an immediate stress response consisting of cortisol spikes, elevated heart rate, and intense emotional distress, forcing you to take physical action to protect your group. Modern human brains are still running that exact same ancient software, but instead of processing the struggles of 100 local tribe members, your phone connects your nervous system to the collective pain and panic of 8 billion people in real time. When you see one tragic story, your brain responds with natural empathy, but when you scroll past dozens in a single sitting, a cognitive phenomenon occurs called compassion fade, a mechanism discovered by psychologist Paul Slovic which proves that as the number of victims in a situation increases, our emotional investment actually decreases because human cognition cannot scale empathy infinitely, causing the brain to convert human pain into abstract statistics just to function. When tragedy multiplies, our biological capacity to feel decreases, creating a painful paradox where massive global emergencies leave us feeling completely detached. On a neurological level, every alarming headline activates the amygdala, which is the brain's primary threat detection center, signaling a microdose release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline to prepare your body for a physical fight-or-flight response. In nature, that stress energy would be released through immediate physical motion, such as running away from danger or fighting a predator. But when sitting still at a desk or laying in bed staring at a glass screen, there is nowhere for that chemical energy to go. If your amygdala remained in a constant state of high alert 24 hours a day, your nervous system would suffer catastrophic biological consequences, including chronic sleep deprivation, immune system degradation, elevated risk of cardiovascular issues, and severe clinical burnout, forcing the brain to trigger desensitization as an essential protective shield. By deliberately turning down the sensitivity of your emotional receptors, your mind builds a wall between what your eyes see and what your heart feels, meaning your emotional numbness is not a moral defect, but an active survival mechanism keeping you sane in a hyperstimulated world. This cycle is aggressively amplified by modern media business models that capitalize on our natural evolutionary negativity bias, which is the subconscious instinct to pay far more attention to potential threats than to peaceful events, because noticing threats kept our ancestors alive in unpredictable environments. Social media algorithms are programmed to exploit this exact vulnerability, knowing that outrage, panic, and breaking disasters keep user eyes locked onto screens significantly longer than quiet, positive stories ever could, creating a continuous loop where the platform feeds you chaotic headlines. Your brain gets overwhelmed and triggers numbness to cope. The platform notices you scrolling past standard news due to your new high tolerance, and then pushes even more extreme, sensationalized, content to break through your numbness once again. The real hidden cost of this psychological defense mechanism is that human empathy cannot be selectively turned off for the internet while remaining fully operational for real life, meaning that as your mind numbs global noise to protect itself, it unintentionally dampens your capacity to feel deep joy, genuine connection, and patient presence with the people directly around you. When you numb your ability to feel bad news, you accidentally numb your ability to feel everyday peace, causing relationships to feel slightly more distant and quiet moments to feel strangely empty. You might notice yourself feeling distracted during conversations with close friends, feeling irritable over minor daily inconveniences, or needing higher levels of digital stimulation just to feel engaged, all because your nervous system is trapped in a low-grade baseline state of exhaustion. Furthermore, living in a constant state of passive consumption creates a psychological phenomenon known as learned helplessness, where repeatedly exposing yourself to distant problems you have zero power to physically solve trains your brain to associate awareness with powerlessness, leading to a quiet sense of cynicism where you feel that trying to care or take action is entirely pointlessness. The solution is not to ignore world events entirely or pretend that real issues do not exist, but to intentionally shrink your radius of care by establishing strict, unyielding boundaries with digital media, recognizing that human empathy was meant to be a local tool for meaningful action rather than a passive entertainment product consumed on a screen. By fasting from news feeds during the first hour after waking up and the final hour before sleeping, you give your amygdala designated recovery time to reset your baseline stress levels, preventing the early morning adrenaline rush that sets a tense tone for the rest of your day. Additionally, shifting your mindset from passive consumption to local action allows you to regain a sense of personal agency, because picking one single issue in your immediate community where you can volunteer, donate, or physically assist transforms helpless anxiety into tangible impact, satisfying the evolutionary loop that your brain was searching for all along. When you realize that you cannot carry the weight of global suffering on your shoulders, you give yourself permission to step back, disconnect from the endless outrage cycle, and direct your emotional energy toward the real people who depend on you in your daily life. You are not a cold person, you are not broken, and you have not lost your ability to love or care. You are simply a human being with a finite mind trying to navigate an infinite stream of information. And taking control of what you allow into your mental space is the first step toward reclaiming your focus, restoring your empathy, and protecting your peace.